So welcome everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And today I want to speak a little bit about our upcoming 3-week intensive that begins on September 14th. Awakening and Freedom in Today's World, Trauma and the True Yes and No, and the direct movement that arises from presence. I want to speak very briefly today about trauma and the definition of trauma and the significance of that for our ability to be here, and that means ultimately for awakening and for freedom. You know, when I say trauma, I don't necessarily mean the events, even though sometimes it's really important to recognize the events. Sometimes maybe even to remember the events, to connect with the events. However, the events, as challenging as they may be, they arise and they exist for a while and they pass. And what remains, though, is the unresolved charge in our nervous systems. You know, I'm sure you have been wondering about it at times. You know, how come there's an event, a challenging, traumatic event, and that event passes, however, the charge associated with that, the inner challenge associated with that does not. And of course, again, there's the more psychological part of recognizing trauma for what it is. But even after we have done that, there still remains the physiological part. It still remains the charge that is present in your nervous system to this day. And that charge, when it arises, when it gets stimulated, when it gets triggered, it often makes it very challenging for us to be here or to be present to what arises. So I will be speaking a little more about this in our upcoming program and really experientially exploring that, and also exploring the part of how to remedy that. Because, you know, in the nervous system, everything is now, everything is in the present. So even though the events happened a long time ago, and the charge is still present here, when it arises here, right now at this moment, we can actually address it here. We can actually take the moment to address it, and that addresses the unresolved past. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I want to invite you to share and comment and subscribe. You have been so much more, and we really appreciate that. And I also want to invite you to participate in this 3-week program. There's nothing better than actually being able to engage and sit together in presence, and also be able to ask questions and address the issues that arise for you around trauma, awakening, and freedom.